Hey guys, for anyone who's already watching, just waiting for some more people to join. But what you do, you can enjoy one of my new ones. This is Prescience, which was finished last week. Hey Christy, I see you in the chat. Yeah, we'll get things started shortly once we get a couple more heads in. All right, that's enough of that nonsense. Welcome to our second, I believe, Waffle BOF, but our fourth or fifth Rave Tales. So thanks for those who have made the journey to the new channel. Much appreciated, including Christy and one other by the looks of things. So if you are in there, let me know if you are in the chat. If you aren't aware, this is the not non-musical, but not DJing channel. So this time, or this channel is just me waffling, hence the name. So yeah, hopefully we get a few more people join us, but if not, so be it. We'll start off just by talking about the upcoming events that we have in the very near future. Obviously, this weekend we have Tales of Techno with CJ Bolland and Thomas Schumacher. If those two names don't excite you, then you don't like techno music, I guess. It's a simple answer. Yeah, so it's two of the biggest names since the 90s here in Adelaide. So that's something you wouldn't see those two guys on one at one event in Adelaide without it being massive, like a Enchanted Forest or something like that. So to have them in an intimate setting like TIA Live is pretty special for Adelaide. It's almost feels like a European type gig. So yeah, that's pretty cool for Adelaide. I will be playing the opening set, which is also kind of rare and cool for me to go back to my roots of playing first up at a techno event. So 8 till 9 for me, followed by Solace and Floating Castle, followed by S4T, followed by CJ Bolland, followed by Thomas Schumacher, followed by Sky to close the event. Goes from 8 p.m. till 4 a.m. So 8 hours of techers. So hopefully see all of you there on the dance floor. After that is just over a week off for me, and then Easter Monday we have Mellow Monday with myself and DJ Moshman Pedro, which is more chilled out house, bit of prog sort of vibes, just all under 130 BPM, just designed to elicit more relaxed feel, conversations. You get a meal there, get some drinks, and so on. So that is Easter Monday. Then Expeditions on Anzac Day, which is 25th for those unaware, which is a Saturday this year, which and Sorry, I just saw a comment from Christy. Only time I'm coming in late and you're on first. Ah, for the show, Tales of Techno. I was thinking you weren't late. Oh yeah, you were early for this show, but yeah, now I understand. Yeah, unfortunately, Christy, you will miss me being late. But yeah, I was offered either the first set or the last set, and those of you who know me know that 8 till 9 is way more my speed these days. And Sky is, I believe, in his 20s, so way more his speed to play 3 till 4 a.m. Most days I'm up about 5 a.m. So, yeah, that would, if I finished at 4, I'd get home about 5. That's a 24-hour period. I no longer get the assistance I used to when I was in my 20s. I don't partake in that anymore. So, yeah, that 24 hours straight is rough. So I try to avoid it when I can. Yeah, so following that, Expeditions. So Expeditions is at Club Atlantis on Weymouth Street. It's something new we're trying. Hopefully people can get behind it. We did a poll on our Dance Floor Heretics Tribe private group on Facebook. When was that? Probably 2 months ago, maybe even a bit more. Just asking people if they wanted longer sets or more DJs. And overwhelmingly, the response was, we want longer sets. So that's what we're doing. So every DJ gets 2 hours at this event. There are 2 rooms. It goes for 8 hours, 4 DJs each room. In the main room is Solace, GTB, myself, and James Corbett. In the side room is Lick and Touch, Cool T, who many of you know as Thane, and Matty B and Modular Wodular. So it's more of a this is a like progressive / trance melodic techno, which is just a fancy name for trance. A lot of people will tell you. Event. It's designed for people who want to have time for the music and themselves to just get to breathe. Some of these tracks that we play will be, 7-8 minute tracks, and we'll play most of them. I know of the DJs I've spoken to are all pumped to have that extra time, and they're all planning something special. So that'd be super cool if you could get to that as well. After that, I have Mayday, where I'm playing with me old mate Devious under the Dance Floor Heretics moniker. For those who went to Mayday last year, you'll know it was massive. Probably the best rave venue in Adelaide, the old Adelaide Jail. It's getting harder and harder to do events there, particularly now that they've built a hospital right next door, and they don't tend to enjoy loud music all night, which is fair enough, right next to a hospital. But yeah, so last year sold out. This year is doing really well as well. So yeah, hopefully we see you at that one as well. And Underground Sessions 5 is at the end of May, where we will have Dave Pham and Matt Radovich coming over from Melbourne for that one. First time those guys have been here in a long time. Both massive names in Australian techno. For those unaware of who they are, they will bring it. They're doing a 2-hour back-to-back set. And we're back at Club Cosmos for that one. Sorry, my phone going off. Yeah, so we'll be at that one. That one is back to our traditional Underground Sessions time frame, 3 in the afternoon until midnight. So we're going back to that. Haven't got times or anything done for that yet, but obviously with it being over 2 months away, we got plenty of time to get that information to you. Yeah, we'll be joined by the other guests on that one will be Yax and Solace. And then all of our regulars will be back, which is obviously myself, Devious, S4T, Maestro D, and ESF. So yeah, that's becoming a bit of a must-be-at event for techno heads, which is kind of cool. Easter marks the 12-month anniversary since the first one. So it was Good Friday that we did that one in the storeroom at our office, which sounds really, really small, but that storeroom is massive. People will be able to tell you that we're there. It's like 8 by 9 meters. So we had about 50 people in there and a PA, and yeah, just as a proof of concept, but it worked and it continues to grow. So yeah, it'd be cool if we see you at that one as well. If not at all of them would be perfect. Obviously, Brendan just announced Halloween party for Come Together. I've been booked for that as well. Some bad news. We were planning on having Kai Trusted here in July. His tour has been cancelled, so he will no longer be coming to Australia. So unfortunately, that one's not happening. But yeah, nothing to do with Adelaide, thankfully. So yeah, we are working on some other internationals currently. But yeah, I'll keep that under my hat because it's all very, very, very early days for that. And I don't want to get anybody excited for something that doesn't happen. Kind of like we did with Kai Trusted, because we were told that one was good to go and we had our bid for him accepted and so on and so forth. So yeah, a bit frustrating, but it is what it is. Yeah, other things that are happening for me is under the DJ BOF name, I have a track called Function Malfunction coming out on G Mafia Records out of Brazil early next month. That was supposed to be out this month, but we had some issues with the mastering, which have been resolved. Yeah, so that's a kind of a dirty big room acid techno thing, and I believe my track Fight Night will be out soon as well on a Spanish label whose name escapes me right now. Black Mat Records. So yeah, that one should be out maybe the end of April, if not early May, depending on their schedules. That one's just happened, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that. That obviously is the follow-up to the EP I had on Deep Sessions Tech, which came out beginning of February, which had Bolo and The Entity on it. If you are keen to get hold of that, it is on all the major platforms from Beatport, Tracksource, and Spotify, all over the place. So yeah, easy to find. Yeah, if you want to buy a copy, that would be even more amazing, just to reinforce the fact that Adelaide people like techno. Yeah. Yeah, cool. So that's kind of the preliminary stuff. We got a few more people on board. Thanks, Christy, for sending that message and revving the crew up. Appreciate that. Yeah, so definitely the guys in Adelaide, which is probably all of you that are watching, will have seen some smatterings of the Laranja Grande logo, and I guess just me talking very briefly about it. Laranja Grande is just Portuguese for big orange. That's what the first two letters of BOF stand for. I can let you guys, your imagination can run wild with what the F stands for. There's many options. And I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I have for over a decade, and Portuguese is the language they speak in Brazil. So Laranja Grande will be basically the name I DJ under for more mellow stuff moving forward, so that you will know if you see Laranja Grande on a flyer, it's going to be house, prog, melodic tech, kind of like Expeditions or Mellow Monday vibes. And if you see BOF, it's going to be at the harder end of techno or rave, just to make it easier for people to, because I play such a broad variety of music. So last Mellow Monday, I started at 120 BPM. Last Underground Sessions, we started at 150 BPM. That's a huge difference. So what's that? an extra beat every 2 seconds. So yeah, wide variety of music, which I enjoy. I don't play anything I don't like, but yeah, some people have asked me, "Oh, what are you playing at this one? What are you playing at this one?" So this should make that sort of thing easier for people to understand. Yeah, Big Orange something. Christy is what it stands for. Big Orange F word. So Laranja Grande house, progressive, usually under 135 BPM. BOF, faster, a bit more aggressive, more rave vibes, probably always over 135, if not 140 BPM. So yeah, you'll see BOF at things like underground sessions, Mayday, anthems, all that sort of stuff. You will see Laranja Grande at Mellow Mondays, expeditions, and events like that. Tales of Techno, obviously BOF. So for those who are wondering, many of you probably couldn't give a shit, which is fine. But yeah, so that is what Laranja Grande is all about. You see the logo is a large orange, which just makes life even easier to understand because I am large and I am orange. So yeah, that's probably the music stuff. But most excited, this weekend will be massive. I really hope Adelaide can get behind this because it's not often we get names of this caliber come as a pair and play in our little city. So yeah, it's not a night to be missed if you're a techno fan. Get there late like Christy, get there early if you want to see me. As long as you're there to support the scene as a whole, because it gets increasingly tough to attract artists of that caliber if we don't get the support from the crowd to the events. These people charge a lot of money to play at an event, and if you don't sell tickets, it's tough to pay them. So yeah, it's increasingly more likely we will see more of these people coming though. So that's what's good because the techno scene here is growing. So thanks to the fabulous work by people like Susie S4T at Simply Techno and Kath and Heath /Solace at the Front Room, techno is growing again in this city after a quietening off of the scene for probably the last 20 odd years. Where Adelaide used to be the techno capital of the Southern Hemisphere, and some would say that we were up there with some of the European places in the early 90s, particularly with Cam and Juice, Dirty House, Undefined Records, Vast Records. Yeah, just heaps of really cool shit coming out of Adelaide, and then it just kind of dropped off and. Even Cam moved away from techno, went to his late night tough guy moniker and doing more disco / house sort of stuff, which is super cool. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's nice to see techno making a comeback. Particularly with us older heads. The kids are right into it though. Like the kids, we do see a smattering of kids at our shows, which is always awesome. I love seeing the younger crowd blending in with us when people bring their of age kids. I really appreciate that as well. And then obviously Dom's Dematic and his Culture crew are crushing it right now with like they're doing 5,000 to 7,000 people at their shows. It's a different style of techno. Joe guessed friend as the F word. I'll say it wasn't friend, and it isn't. It can be friend if you want it to be Joe. To help you guys figure it out, it was given to me when I was about 15 by other 15/16-year-old boys. So you can probably that will help you expand on what the F word probably is. So I got sidetracked there, but Big Orange 15, yeah, maybe. yeah, so yeah, it's great to see techno back. The culture guys play a different kind of style of techno. It's more that hard. Um, I don't even know what hard style I think they call it. It's more a blend of kind of what we called happy hardcore, but without all the break beats. It's probably more like that than pure techno. But yeah, it's still cool. Still good that they're getting big numbers to those events. So super cool for those guys and good for the Adelaide scene as a whole. Yeah, so that's that. I know there's a bunch of guys making techno in Adelaide as well. Again, which is Steve Sims, Audio Disconnect, myself, obviously, Devious, Flip over on Kangaroo Island. He's an honorary Adelaidean, even with his accent. Yeah, so I believe he's got some stuff coming out soon. I'll let him drop that news, but yeah. And I know Devious has been back in the studio flat out. So yeah, it's super cool that Adelaide's getting back on the map. Love to see it. Yeah. I'll put it out here now. We've got a few people watching. If you do have any questions, just chuck it in the chat. Or if you want me to talk about anything in particular, specifically, anything at all. Well, I say that, but I will use my discretion to decide whether I talk about it or not. Yeah, I know there's plenty going on in the world right now. You know, there's wars breaking out left, right, and center. There's stupidly overpriced petrol. There's been elections and yeah, One Nation's Orange Rise or Wave or whatever the fuck they want to call it. Yeah, which is can kids come? Yeah. Joe, kids, as long as they do need a ticket, but as long as they have parental supervision the entire time they're there, then yeah, for sure, kids. It's at the Marion Hotel, so it's a Hurley group. So yeah, just I'll give you a rundown on that. It finishes at 8:00, so we go 2 to 8. It'll be Pedro. Thane said it's Pedro versus Redro, this one, so which is I thought was pretty funny. So yeah, Pedro DJ Moshman will be on from 2 to 4. I encourage everyone to get down and check him out. He is a spectacularly talented DJ, probably underrated, or definitely underrated. So yeah, I really encourage you to get down for that. And then I'll be on from 4 until 8, doing another 4-hour session. Super chill vibes. It's not going to be super loud. Those who are at the first one know what it was all about. People can have a conversation. You can have a meal. You can have some drinks. You can have a dance. Plenty of seating. Yeah, just really a good Monday session. So if you do go out on another night on the weekend, this one's not going to break you. It's not that sort of event. You can come and just chill. You can have your sunglasses on because it's kind of an indoor-outdoor vibe. Yeah, plenty of plants. It's very tropical feel. So you can imagine you're in your chosen tropical setting, whether that be Queensland or Bali or Thailand or Vietnam or wherever you prefer to go for the tropics, the Amazon, whatever. Yeah, great track by Underground Resistance, by the way. And yeah, we will do the full 6 hours. We've got a bit more production for this one, a bit more space. So we've got room for a few more people. So we've got a few more tickets out there. Tickets are available at the website below. We're trying to keep prices under control for our shows at the moment, just because I know the cost of living is just a fucking joke right now. Everything's more expensive. Yeah, it's my the car you can see behind me is my main car, and it hasn't moved for a week because my wife drives a hybrid, so I've just been driving that. It's quite a nice little hybrid, little Corolla. So there's nothing wrong with it. but it uses 3/5 of fuck all petrol. So can I just come back to Tales of Techno? I was having trouble logging in. What would you like to know about Tales of Techno, Joe? Just chuck the question in there, or you just want me to cover the entire event again? Yeah, so my car has been sitting, because my car is a thirsty bitch, has been sitting in the carport for over a week. Set times. So doors open at 8. I'm playing 8 till 9. 9 till 10:30, I believe, is Solace and Floating Castle back to back. 10:30 till 11:30 is S4T, I think. 11:30 till, I could be wrong. I could be wrong on those times. Starts at 8. I'm on first. Heath and Floating Castle definitely back to back after me. S4T after them. CJ Volland after her. Thomas Schumacher after him. Sky after Thomas Schumacher. And then 4 o'clock close. The exact times, I'm not sure. The most important time to remember is 8. Come at 8. Check me. Be there. I'll be playing some cool techno vibes with a kind of a ravey touch. Yeah. So where was I? Oh yeah, petrol. Yeah. So the day Trump started bombing Iran, I put fuel in my wife's car. It had a half a tank in it, but I was like, yeah, it's going to get way more expensive. I didn't realize how much. Paid $1.57, and it uses so little fuel that I only had to put another half a tank in yesterday, and it was $2.52, and I was happy that was cheaper than $2.70. So, yeah, it's going to get way worse. Glenn, I think you're right. I've already got, I've got people saying, like, the DJs that were coming over from Melbourne asked for their deposits a little bit earlier so they could book flights now before fuel surcharges started kicking in. Australia Post just upped their fuel surcharge by about 50%, which makes postage for my two businesses even more expensive, but nobody wants that cost passed on to them, so that's good times. Yeah, Glenn messaged me earlier and said he might not be able to make it for Expeditions, which we were both excited to see him at. Yeah, it's just, off-grid is a good plan until something breaks, unfortunately, Joe. So we've got huge solar system. This is a good example of it. We've got a huge solar system on our house, and most of our house just runs on solar most of the time. I think it's like 7.5 kilowatt, and our house is small, and it's just me and my wife. And that's great until your inverter dies or something like that, and then you want to be connected to the grid, because who the fuck knows when somebody's going to come and fix it for you or replace it or whatever. So, yeah, living without power would be balls. Like, stuff like this wouldn't be possible, for an example. So, yeah, off-grid kind of sounds cool until it's not. I did see somebody saying just remove your meters and bypass them, and I believe there's going to be there's got to be some dodgy tradies out there that are doing stuff like that. Like, there's got to be. Yeah, hippie commune style definitely appeals to me, Joe. Like, as long as it's enough like-minded people who just want to get along. But yeah, there's going to be dodgy sparkies, dodgy plumbers just coming in, dodgy plumbers, definitely. They can come and bypass your gas and your water meter. Yeah, and I don't know what the fine is, but yeah, it's that fine's going to have to be pretty hefty to make it not worthwhile doing. That's for sure. So yeah, somebody I know posted that as an idea on Facebook. So it's not my idea. If the police see this, or the powers that be, it's just I saw it on Facebook. So we haven't bypassed anything at our house. Yeah. That is increasingly, like, you're seeing that people driving off at petrol stations is increasing. This is what happens when you put people under that much pressure. People just start doing. Yeah, if they bypass the water, they'll not reconnect you for months and drip feed you to the legal minimum. But the thing is, the pipe still comes to your house. They can't shut off your street. So you just get your dodgy plumber to come and bypass the new meter they put in. You just keep doing it. And they got to catch you. I mean, up until very recently, I was very much toe the line, do everything the right way. And I'll tell you what has flipped the switch for me is, so my business, 12 months ago, we got a $12,000 bill from the tax office. It was a legit bill for money earned, but we didn't have the $12,000 lying around at the time. ATO agreed to let us pay $1,000 a month on direct debit for the next 12 months, which we've been doing. No problems at all. Every month they direct debit it. It's all good. And 3 weeks ago, I think 3 or 4 weeks ago, I get a threatening letter from the ATO to that they're going to cancel my direct debit, that I'll be up for the entire amount of the entire balance immediately unless I cover or immediately pay a PAYG bill that I had underpaid. So first things first, I underpaid the bill. That's my mistake. Totally willing to admit that. Those of you who are in the chat, have a guess how much I owed the tax office for them to send me a threatening letter that they're going to shut off my direct debits and bill me the full balance of what I owed them. Have a guess. We got $200. Joe gets $10. Anybody else? No. Well, Joe's a lot closer, but you're both wrong. $6. $6. That it would have cost them more to get somebody to print the letter, fold it, put it in an envelope, and post it to me than they got for sending me that threatening letter. Like, it's just an absolute joke. So that pissed me off, but I was like, all right, I fucked up. I made a mistake. I might have put a 0 instead of a 6 at the end or something like that. Something stupid. Didn't have my glasses on, maybe. Whatever. So I paid the $6, obviously, because it's $6. It was more the threats that pissed me off, not the asking for the money. And then yesterday, I get a call from my accountant again, because he gets the letters, and he's like, "Oh, I got some bad news." I'm like, "Oh, great, more." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "The ATO are auditing you." I'm like, "Auditing me? What? Why?" He's like, I'm like, "Why are they auditing me? To be totally honest, I haven't pulled a wage out of my business since March last year when the tariffs came in and killed our business. So I'm like, why are they auditing me? I have no income." He's like, "Oh no, it was for the financial year 23-24. And I'm like, "What for?" He goes, "Well, they looked at your PayPal and you had $60,000 worth of revenue go through that. And they're saying you never declared it." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's business revenue. That all goes through the business. The PayPal has the website linked to it." It's like, "Yeah, I know that." And I told them that, but they couldn't understand it. So now you're getting audited. And so now I have an 8-page document to fill out from the ATO. So that's probably at least an hour or two's worth of work. My accountant has to do probably a day or two's worth of work to fill out his end of it, or because they can't get their head around it. The technology is too complex for them. They have all the copies of the business records. They have the PayPal, which is linked to the website where the businesses run their revenue, and the business logged well over $60,000 worth of revenue for financial year 23-24. So there's absolutely no need for this. and that's all within a month. So that tells you something, in my opinion, about what the ATO is focused on right now, and it isn't trying to get the billions of dollars that corporations and multinationals avoid paying us every year. The gas giants being prime examples of that, and the one that's in the news right now. They're chasing me for $6. No wonder we've got a fucking deficit, right? Like, it's just ridiculous. But that's the world we live in. Like, they are literally squeezing. And up until then, I've always been of the opinion, like, you hear these people say taxation's theft, which I still believe is absolute bollocks. But I've always said taxation is it's the cost of living in a functioning society, right? It's what pays for your schools. An educated population is way better than an uneducated population. You'll never convince me otherwise. It pays for your police, your fire, ambos, all that sort of stuff. You can argue about other things they spend it on for sure, but I do believe that tax is a necessary part of functioning societies, and that's why it's globally used, right? And I've always been of that opinion. I've always been happy to pay my fair share, and I've always been happy to pay what I owe. Like, so I've got friends that own businesses who don't, like, they put all their cleaning products they use for home, they like toilet paper, tissues, anything that they can run through the business, they do, and it just comes home so that they don't pay for that stuff, right? And it's a way to fluff the system, and it's not a ton of money, but it's something. I never did anything like that either. Like, my accountant is super legit, super straight edge, because I just didn't want the hassle of being audited, and they're doing it anyway. So fuck you, ATO. So now I'm of the opinion, don't pay as little tax as you can. Like, don't set yourself up to go to prison or anything, but fuck them. Like, if multinationals don't have to pay, I don't know why we do. And if they're gonna fuck me around when I do everything right, then I might as well do nothing right. That's my theory right now, but I'm still pissed off after yesterday, so I should probably cool down before I make any more statements on that. They're definitely, they would rather, like, a friend of mine, Marty, has a saying, and it's like, he says, you got to remember, if you owe the tax man $10,000, it's your problem. If you owe the tax man $10 million, it's his problem. And that's a great way of putting it. Like, yeah, if these super rich businesses and people, everything's already skewed to their benefit. So get away with as much as you can is my new theory. And I will be moving forward. So yeah, if they come up with some bullshit new bill that I owe them, like, as I said, I haven't pulled a wage for 12 months out of that business. I've been living on the money I make from DJing and my wife's wage. I don't want this to be a sob story either, because I'm very lucky. My wife makes good money. We had a very nice big house in Cumberland Park that we bought just before. Well, we bought for $750,000 in 2018, and we sold for just over 1.4 in December of 2024. So we got in at the right time to get it. We cleared enough money to buy our current house cash. So we certainly aren't on the bones of our ass. And fuck, we're not living in Tehran, or Gaza. So there are people who got it way worse than me. So don't feel like this is a sob story. It's just me. This is Waffle BOF. So this is where I waffle, and I'm just waffling. So yeah. Cool. What else has happened? We touched on it earlier, the election. Why aren't you living in Japan or Thailand? Well, because my wife works here. My entire family and all my friends are here. My dogs are here, and they can't go to Japan or Thailand. Well, they might be able to go to Thailand, but they wouldn't be able to come back. So yeah, like, I literally know 2 people in Thailand, and I know nobody in Japan. That's why I live here. And my life's here, My mum and my dad are here, and they're both in their mid-70s. The dance floor heretics community are here. Yeah, 100%. Like if I'd moved to one of those countries or any country outside of that, there's no way I could have revived like my DJ career in the time frame I did to start making some money. Yeah. So yeah, this is I don't know if I've said this on the stream before, but I use the analogy that I'm like a tradie. So I've seen this happen a few times when I was working in corporate jobs. Is we'd get an ex plumber or an ex sparky come in, and like they start working and they're wearing a suit and they're like, no, I'm never going back on the tools. Never. This is the way for me. And then, 18 months later, their friend says, hey, can you come and wire these downlights in for me? And they're like, yeah, I'll give you a slab of beer for it. And they're like, yeah, I can do that. And then somebody's like, oh, can you come in and, wire this in for me? Yeah, we can do that. And then, 12 months later, they bought a van and they're doing weekend jobs for cashies. And yeah, that's me. Yeah, my trade just happens to be staying up late and playing tunes. Joe, yeah, the waffle bass drop. It could happen. It could happen. Yeah. What else is? Well, we had an election on the weekend, and that was interesting. The press response to it has been even more interesting, in my opinion. This orange wave, and I'm all for an orange wave. Those of you, I've been about the orange wave since I was born in the 70s, but not the Pauline Hanson supported orange wave. I'm not down for that. And yeah, every day I see on the news that One Nation are putting pressure on the ALP, and personally, I don't see it. I think One Nation are the best thing that ever happened for the ALP because they just split the right wing vote right down the middle, and now there's no chance of us ever having any government other than the ALP for the next, or as long as this keeps happening, right? So as long as the Liberals and the One Nation Party and the Nationals, I guess to a lesser extent, and some of these other little independent parties, because I don't know if anybody noticed that we all live in different areas, so you all would have had a different lower house tickets, but in the upper house there were a lot of like religious groups and far right groups. There were a couple of lefty ones too, like I guess cannabis one would be considered a lefties, and there was an animal liberation one, but way more right wing ones. They're splitting the vote between them, and the ALP just dominates left wing politics here, even though in my opinion they've moved way further right than they used to be. So this orange wave that's threatening the ALP is the best thing, in my opinion, is the best thing that ever happened to the ALP. And I also believe what happened in South Australia, and it may be different in different states. I'm not as across their politics as I think, and I don't believe this is the floor for One Nation. I believe this is the ceiling for One Nation. So this is the best they're ever going to get in South Australia. They split the LNP vote right down the middle, and the LM. So we just had people who used to vote for the Liberal Party. I guess roughly 50% of them think they should move further right. 50% of them think that they should move back to the centre where they used to be. And the ones who think they should go further right are voting One Nation. And it's that simple. I don't think the current trend, well, it disrupts the business of the two-party system, for sure, Glenn, but I don't think it disrupts the ALP part of it. If I was Albo or Malinauskas, I'd be rubbing my hands together. And I don't think it's a good thing for Australia. I would never vote for either of those parties because I don't like their politics, but I think we need a viable opposition to keep the ALP honest, essentially. I think we need somebody who there needs to be enough seats, not ALP, in the parliament that they still have to do some sort of politicking to get stuff through. And right now, neither federally or state-wise, correct me if I'm wrong, every state in Australia has a Labor government now. The Liberal Party are just a mess. Well, Liberal National. There's no National Party here in South Australia, but nationally there is, obviously. Hence the Nationals. They're just a mess, and I just don't see it getting any better before the next election even. So now we've got, Albo has been in 4 years? Malinowskis about the same. And there's no change on the horizon. So Tasmania, Glenn's corrected me. Thanks for that, mate. The Tasmania still has an LNP government. So yeah, there's one, and it's the smallest state. Even Queensland, which used to be a bastion of right-wing conservative politics, they can't win there because they're such a mess. The Labor Party in Victoria, is an absolute shit show, but they're still better than the Liberal Party. It's like the Liberal Party there is an even bigger joke. So it's, I think Australian politics is in real trouble if this trend continues. Hopefully Conservatives can get their act together, but I wouldn't hold my breath. It's just a further distillation of the Trumpian MAGA politics just seeping into like international politics and making everything a mess. It's while he protects pedophiles and bombs countries. It's a disgrace. But anyway, moving on. Let's talk about some good stuff. Hey, those of you who have seen me recently, a lot of people have commented on me losing weight, so it's true. I have lost a lot of weight, but I'm not sick or anything. The plan was to get under 105 kilos, which for the first time since my 20s, I reckon. And I got there last week. So 104.2. And pretty happy. No, not veggie, just portion size reduced, and cut. Basically, I say all sugar, but I was still eating fruit and stuff. But no processed sugar, no bread, no chocolate, no ice cream, no joy in my life. So that was it. It was the end of October I started doing that, and got there in mid-March. So now my wife met me. Well, we actually went to high school together. That's another story. But we re-met in 2009, and I was 107 kilos then. So it's the lightest I've been since I was in my late 20s. I got over 105. So so that was a lot of not eating much. So we can all do it if we want. It's not a great deal of fun, but I already don't drink, which I think that helps as well. Because when you drink, you don't make good decisions, and your diet is also part of that. And when you're hungover, you definitely don't make good decisions on diet. No alcohol. That's almost 4.5 years now. But I had basically no sweets from October until just recently. I think I had a couple of things at Christmas. That's basically it. And then walk/running 5Ks every morning with my dogs, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 3 times a week, weight training. I've got my own gym, like a private area at my office. Working out 3 or 4 times a week as well. Not giving up. Giving up pizza was the toughest one for sure. I love pizza, but that said, I hit my goal Monday of last week. I still haven't had any pizza because my I am a creature of habit for sure. So habitually, I've just changed that whole mindset. I haven't really eaten much in the way of sweets either. I've started eating a bit of bread, but now I'm just kind of in a maintenance spot. So I just weigh myself every Monday. If I am between 104 and 105, I'm happy. And if I'm between 105 and 106, I know I just need to tighten it up for a week. And that's where I'm at. So, yeah, pretty excited to have achieved that. My jiu-jitsu coach has a saying, and for jiu-jitsu it's very telling and it means a lot, but he says that you shouldn't let his limitations be yours. So, because jiu-jitsu is a very complicated martial art, and what he means by that is that just because he can't do something doesn't mean you can't either. So if there's a particular technique or move, he's roughly my age as well, so we're both slowing down. So there's things that we can't do that some of the younger guys can. So you shouldn't be limited by his limitations, is what he means. But the flip side of that is so the way this weight loss journey came about is last year, people who saw me out would have seen me with a knee brace on for a lot of the year. I had knee surgery in February. I had a grade 2 calf tear in May, I believe. And I hurt my lower back gardening, of all things, in July or August. And all of those injuries were 2 to 3 months off of jiu-jitsu, which kills me. Like it's jiu-jitsu is like meditation for me. It's where I just go and turn my brain off of all the shit that's out there that all that stuff we've already discussed in this, war, petrol prices, One Nation, all that shit. Just you can't focus on any of that, or business being slow, any of that stuff. You cannot focus on while someone's trying to choke you unconscious. It just doesn't work. You kind of have to be in the moment. So it's almost like meditation. It's like mindfulness is forced upon you. So not being able to train for, let's say, 9 months of last year was really tough for me. And I went and saw my physio, who was still working on my calf when my back got hurt. And I said to her, hey, tell me honestly, what do you think? Like, these are all lower body injuries. Would it help if I lost some weight? And she looked at me and she went, well, it wouldn't hurt. And I'm like, all right, cool. That's a very kind way of saying, yeah, drop some weight, fatty. So now I started that journey at 116.8 kilos. And now I weighed myself Monday and I was 104.6. So 12 and a bit kilos. 104.2 is the lowest I got to. And feeling good, like running every morning and training every afternoon is where it's at. I'm also blessed to have that sort of free time too. If you don't, which is probably most people who watch this, don't feel like bad that you're not training twice a day, and maybe you just don't have the mindset for it. Like my wife, who I love dearly, like more than anybody else on this planet, doesn't exercise. She hates it. So, I'm definitely not judging anybody who isn't putting in, 2-3 hour days in the exercise, because it's only mad people like me. See you, Joe. I'll see you Saturday, but don't forget Friday live stream as well. I think it's going to be me and S4T. I'm hoping she's still yet to confirm, but me from 4 till 5, her from 5 till 6, and then Patch doing his usual thing. So, that's on the other Twitch channel though, not this one. For those on Twitch. So tons of work and tons of suckage went into that, but feeling much better, feeling much lighter, better at jiu-jitsu, better running. My knee feels better, my calf is fine, my lower back feels better. So it's all good. But I got sidetracked. What I was saying was, when I went and saw my physio and I was like, should I lose some weight? And she's like, yeah, basically. And then, so I dieted pretty solidly for, I think, probably 4 to 6 weeks, and really didn't see much result. And but I was probably still cheating a little bit. So I was probably dieting 5 days a week and then cheating on the weekends, which was probably what was killing me. I was buying into this whole cheat day thing, which I don't know if the people who are watching this are across that, but yeah, there's this theory that you can diet 6 days a week and then eat whatever you want on day 7, and it doesn't matter because it's the way our metabolisms are wired. And I bought into it. It's a nice thing. It's warm and fuzzy. Makes you can last out until day 7 because you get your little reward. But then I saw another exercise scientist. That's what they call themselves these days. He's like, that doesn't make any sense at all because it's all about calorie deficit. And if you're in a, for math, let's say you're 500 calories a day in deficit, and then you're 3,000 calories in surplus on day 7, your weekly surplus is actually 500 calories. So you've just gone and undone all the work you did over the last 6 days. So I was like, that actually makes sense. And then I was talking to my doctor at the end of those 6 weeks before I'd figured this out, saying, hey, I'm not really losing any weight. I'm dieting quite a lot and da-da-da. And she was like, well, you are 50, so you can't expect your body to react the way it did when you were 20. And that's definitely true because when I was 20, I didn't have to diet at all, and I could drink beers all weekend and do whatever I wanted, and I would still remain fairly lean. And now I'm 50, that's not the case. And so I had to work a lot harder. But her and the physio both said, essentially, you will not get into the same shape you were in when you were in your 20s. And I did. So don't let other people's limitations be yours, much like my jiu-jitsu says. My jiu-jitsu coach, Matt, says, is, you can do it if you really put your mind to it. And not just weight loss, most things. Like, I got my master's in 2022 when I was 47 years old. There were people that told me, why bother? Like, you're already nearly 50. Why bother getting this sort of, why go through 2 years of like hardcore study to get something that you might use for another 10 years? And it's like, well, it's just something I wanted to do, so I did it. So yeah, don't let other people's limitations be yours, is the best advice I can give. Yeah, that's what about, I've got my little list here. Did I forget anything, Fitness Jenny? Oh yeah, it's just I just wanted to say as well, I'm not a big social media user. It may appear otherwise. I mean, we're counting this as social media, I guess, so maybe I am. But your traditional social media, if that's a thing, your Facebooks, Instagrams and whatnot, I try to get on there 2, maybe 3 times a day tops. Do my posts. I schedule a lot to stay off of there. And I know there will be a lot of people whose mental health isn't great right now because for very justifiable reasons. The world's not great right now. Pressure coming left, right and center on cost of living. Societal pressures around a bunch of other things as well. And lots of nasty shit happening around the world, which if you are watching a lot of it, gets very depressing. I used to watch the news religiously. Like, I was right into it. In fact, this is recent. Like, when I started this channel, I was like, well, maybe I'll make it like my political, like I'll just, and we've talked a bit about politics here, but like I'll talk about my position on politics, and that's what this whole channel will be. And I'll go into news stories and we'll watch videos together and we'll do all that sort of stuff. And then I just found, like, with everything happening, it was just increasingly getting to me mentally. It was making me depressed, making me angry, You know, there's only so many, you know, dead kids you can see before you. I mean, unless you're a fucking psychopath, before you start getting depressed about that sort of thing. And so I've just turned it all off, and I just want to point out to people that not just the news, but social media will get to you as well. Social media will push, like Facebook got fined $375 million this week for putting children at risk, right? That's where their morals are. These people don't give a shit about you. If making you angry makes them money, they'll make you angry. If making you sad makes them money, they'll make you sad. And they have figured out that angry, sad elicits a better response than happy. So if you find yourself, just be aware of where you're at. If you find yourself falling into these negative headspaces like I was, turn it off. I got to the point where if I see something that I think has been put in front of me to piss me off, I will turn that platform off probably for the rest of the day. I might go back on there at night just to put a post up, but I won't be looking at anything. It's the only way you're going to teach these algorithms to leave you alone, basically. And maybe that won't work, but you'll still spend way less time seeing things that elicit negative responses from you mentally. So that's my advice for you guys. Obviously, you'll see less of what I post, but I hope to see you in the real world as regularly as possible, because I find that interactions in the real world tend to be a lot more pleasant. I have way less people try to rev me up in the real world. That may be because I'm 6'3" and 104.6 kilos now. Maybe they'll start revving me up now that I'm 12 kilos lighter. Who knows? But yeah. So yeah, my advice is if you see something and it makes you angry, sad, any of those negative emotions, just turn them off. And if you see people regularly posting shit that makes you angry / sad / whatever, gives you anxiety, any of those things that are negative, turn them off. They're like, just unfollow them. They won't know. Doesn't mean that you can't still hang out with them in the real world, because they're probably a very different person in the real world, and that's why you still follow them. But yeah, fuck them. Like, yeah. I'll finish. Well, once again, if you got questions or anything, comments, whatever, put them in the chat. So a guy followed me on Instagram. I don't know who it is. It might not even be a guy. It might be a girl, because the username was something about raving. They added me when I first started the Dance Floor Heretics Instagram page. And so I added them. And normally they message me with rave stuff, like DJs, funny memes, that sort of thing. For whatever reason, they decided to message me a man getting shot in the face, which is something I woke up to one morning, and I was like, oh, what did they send me? And that's what I saw. First thing I saw in the morning was a man getting shot in the face. Immediate block. Like, so if anybody was thinking of sending me shit like that, don't, because I will block you. Like, I don't need that in my life. Somebody died then, man. Like, that's not funny to me. If it's funny to you, I think you're fucked in the head. Yeah, so social media is not the real world. So you can block people, you can unfollow people, you can do a whole host of things to make sure that you never see the stuff they're posting if it's upsetting you. Just keep your life as positive as possible. Yeah. Reduce everything in your life except for the amount of love you put out there. That would be my advice on happiness. Reduce your cost of living, reduce your frustration, reduce everything you can as low as possible except for love. And that's a great way to live. All right, cool. Nobody posted any questions or anything. So increase your music. Yeah, well, music is love, bro. So I don't know. Like, I've met a few people in my life, like not many. I'll be completely honest. But when I was working like corporate jobs, I met a few people that don't listen to music, and that blew me away, man. Like, how? Like, just never listen to music. Like, listen to talkback radio, watch TV. Like, just how do you get through life without music? Yeah. I mean, they were very happy people, most of them, so they obviously didn't need it. But yeah, it's like going without water. yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. So, yeah, thankfully, music has brought all of us together, and will continue to do so. So, yeah, big love to everyone who watched. Christy, you were the first here, and you put the last comment in, so I really appreciate you being here for the full hour and 6 minutes or so. Yeah, music is life. Music is the answer, as Danny Tenaglia will tell you. It is a special thing. It's something us humans got right, and we should celebrate it. So cool. There were no questions, no comments, so I'm going to say good night to you all. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try and do these more regularly. I know the people who, funnily enough, there's been 3 people that have been asking me about this. None of them are in the chat. So, yeah. So hopefully we have 3 more at least next time. So, yeah, on that note, I hope to see you all either in the chat on Friday. Remember, that's on the Dance Floor Heretics Twitch, not this one. Or at I should say, at Tales of Techno on the Saturday night. Thomas Schumacher, CJ Boland. If you can't get to that one, or if the bangers aren't your thing, Mellow Monday on Easter Monday is me, DJ Moshman / Pedro, playing chill, housey vibes. It's basically a garden party. You can dress the way you want. You can eat. You can drink. You can have a seat. You can have a dance. You can have a chat. You can just sit there and enjoy the vibes. It's all about you guys. So, yeah. There are still tickets available for that one. We're about a third of the way through the tickets. So, yeah, Christy knows who one of those 3 people is. Get onto her, Christy. Yeah. So, yeah, hope to see you. If the bangers aren't your thing or you're just not in that headspace right now, come to the Mellow Monday, chill out with us, get a hug, get some... People say they need to touch grass. Which I totally agree with. You definitely need to get some nature in your life to make life awesome. But this is the Mellow Monday is the electronic music version of touching grass. It's just come and chill, have a good time, do whatever you want within reason, obviously. Yeah, if you want to bring your kids, bring your kids. If you don't. Yeah, we can eat in the actual area. You can order food there. Yeah, it's going to be cool. The room is beautiful too. So, and if this sort of weather holds for another couple of weeks, it's going to be epic. So yeah, fingers crossed that happens. All right, enough waffle from the Boffle. I hope to see you all soon. If I don't, take care of yourselves. Definitely take what I said to heart about that social media / traditional media. If it's just be focused on self-awareness, maybe it doesn't affect you like it did me, but there is definitely no shame in saying this is negatively affecting me and I no longer want it to, so I'm just going to disconnect from it. No shame whatsoever. And if anybody wants to like chat about how I did that, just hit me up in like Messenger or something like that, and I'm happy to talk to you guys. I'll tell you the one thing that got me off of all of that more than anything else is I got Fallout 4 on my PlayStation and I hadn't gamed in years, and now I just played Fallout 4 instead of watching the news. So I wander the wasteland. So maybe I'll start gaming on Twitch as well, which is what it's all about apparently. So we see if anybody wants to watch a 50-year-old man stumble around the wasteland, make a fool of himself. All right. On that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you being here. Have a good night, and I will see you soon.